Namaskar viewers and welcome to Chhoti Si Mulakaat once again. Every week we take a journey into the life of an outstanding Indian, a person whose talent or hard work is transforming India. Our guest today is a professional golfer who became the first player from India to join the European Tour. He won 4 events and became the most successful Indian on tour. 49-year-old Jeev Milkha Singh was the first Indian golfer to break into the top 100 of the official world golf ranking in 2006. He was awarded the civilian honor of Padma Shree by the Govt of India. He set an example not only for the Indian players but for all the players across the globe. Indian golfers see this Arjuna awardee as their idol. Considered as the flag bearer of Indian golfers, he sure has made golf popular in India. We at Chhoti Si Mulakaat extend a very warm welcome to him. Thanks for joining us, Jeev. You took Indian golf to the world. You had an amazing start. But there was a rough patch, before 2006 in your golfing career. How did you cope with it?
That's a very good question. I think let me answer it in a way that people can understand it, because I'm answering it from athlete's point of view.
Right.
But I'll answer it from anybody's life or any human being who goes through ups and downs. Sport is like a roller coaster. You have the highs, you have the lows. But what keeps you going is the belief system. I did have my share of success in the 90s, and then obviously I had injuries, and those injuries set me back, where I lost confidence. I did not do well. But what still kept me going was that belief that I had that I am a good player and I'm going to win again on the big stage. In 2000, I had the injury. I went through a bad patch. I was basically written off. But the belief I had was that I need to prove myself, and I had a routine to follow to get successful. I had to follow discipline. I had to follow certain changes in my swing to get to the next level. And what I did for that, in 2000, I started reading a lot of positive books, listening to positive cassettes. That gave me a lot of confidence. And then in 2006, I had the first win, which was the Volvo China Open. And that changed everything for me, because I was close a lot of times from 2000 to 2006, but I couldn't finish it off. So what made me finish it off or get to that level of winning tournaments was that belief, the routine, and the trust.
Right.
And after that, there was nothing stopping me, and I won a lot of tournaments in 2006. I won 4 times that year and had a lot of top 5s, top 10s. But to answer the question that what kept me going was, I was I feel I'm a very fortunate human being because I'm making a living out of what I love doing.
True.
And that's what kept me going. Otherwise, a lot of people would have said that, oh, you know what, let's start something else. I know this the best, the game of golf. I love it. I'm at peace, I'm happy when I'm on the golf course. Obviously, there are frustrations when you don't play well, but that's part of the package. You have injuries, that's part of the package. But it still brings me back to what gives me happiness, and that's what kept me going.
Great. We just spoke about your distinctive swing,
Yeah.
And what is your mental process or your thought process before you hit a shot?
My thought process, or you may call it routine, to hit a golf shot is to keep it simple.
Okay.
Because this game is very tough any which way. You on and off the golf course, you keep thinking about it, it's just going to be, it's like putting virus in the computer. So to keep it simple, my thought process is that I line up to the target. I have a certain routine where I have 2 or 3 key points in my swing. And to simplify this, every individual has his own routine and what he feels comfortable with and what he believes in and trusts. So my advice to youngsters or any golfer would be, find those 2 or 3 keys that work for him under pressure, work on it, build your trust in it, and after that, the belief system will come in, and then nothing stops it for you. Then you'll always hit a good golf shot. So I have 3 keys to keep it simple, like alignment, certain way to look at the ball, where I want to look at the ball, and then finish on the left side. So these are my keys. But for every individual, it's different. So I just want to say that find something that works for you and stick to it.
You've kind of answered my next question, but yet I would love to ask you, then once you miss a shot or you have a bad shot, how do you deal with it mentally? I mean, how do you manage to refocus on the game again?
Golf is not a game of perfect. It's all about minimizing the errors. So if I've hit a bad golf shot and I get to the next shot, the beauty about this game is you have enough time to walk to the next shot and you have time to think. When you have time to think, you need to feed your mind with positive thoughts, and you've got to tell yourself that you've hit thousands of or millions of golf shots on the driving range with a certain kind of routine or process. So please go back to that, and that's what's going to make you hit a good golf shot again.
Right. And you won various tournaments, How do you feel after winning
what
the tournament?
separates
You as the winner from the rest?
Honestly, I've won a lot of tournaments, and whenever I've played tournaments all over the world, back of the mind, I do have that I want to win a tournament. But whenever I won a tournament, I was so engrossed in following my routine and process that the win came to me. And my pressure was on routine and process, not on winning. If I thought about winning, I don't think so I would have won. Back of the mind, I did have it. But what got me the win was the process and routine. And if I may say that after I've won a tournament and I'm giving interviews, I don't even realize that I won a tournament. I'm still in a zone. It hasn't sunk in. And I'm basically still in my zone of just my routine, and then you're giving an interview that you won, you're talking about the different shots you hit under pressure, and when I get back to my hotel room or I get back to where I'm staying, that's when I realized that, you know, I won a tournament. Or when I wake up the next morning and I read in the newspapers that, hey, you know, you won a tournament, that's when it really sinks in.
That's so wonderful.
Yes.
And coming from the Milkha family, did you ever feel any kind of pressure?
Yes, I did feel the pressure when I was growing up. When I was in my boarding school, then when I was in college, everybody addressed me that you're Milkha Singh's son. And then when I got onto the golf course or I went out to play games with my friends, they said, oh, you're Milkha Singh's son, man, you're supposed to perform. And that was pressure. So how I handled that pressure was that I turned that into a positive. I said, you know what? I've got Milkha Singh's genes. I'm Milkha Singh's son. You know, obviously there is pressure that I have to do well because I'm his son. But I said, you know what you need to do? You need to just be yourself and give it your best. And whatever may comes your way, you take it in your stride and keep working hard at it.
You've done it. Now, what has been your father's role, you know, in shaping your career, keeping in mind that he was a committed athlete and he's been a former field and track sprinter. Were you ever asked to follow his footsteps?
Yes, I was. Many a times I was asked that, Jeev, your father being a top athlete, sprinter, how come you're on the golf course? I said he believed in running and I believe in walking on the golf course. So I used to laugh it off.
This is a good one.
so I used to laugh it off. I said he was a sprinter, so I just walk on the golf course now. So that was well taken. But I just fell in love with the game. I was introduced to the game by my father at the age of 9.
Yeah, I did.
We lived very close to the golf course. And Dad started, and that's how I started. Fortunate enough that there were other 3 or 4 kids of my age playing golf that time. And when I went to the golf course and I saw them, I said, great. So I started talking to them and I said, let's start making some game and start playing. And then we started playing together, and that's how I was introduced to the game. And I just loved it after that. And there was competitiveness amongst each other. We were pushing each other to get the best out. We used to play, during holidays, we used to nearly play 36 holes. I used to leave at 6 in the morning and come back at sunset. And that's the way it used to be for us. It used to be winter or summer. And that's what we did. And that's what made us good players. And all of them are professional golfers today.
Okay.
Yeah, like Amritinder Singh, Amandeep Johal, Harmeet Kaulan, then Uttam Singh Mundi. All of us used to play together.
Okay.
So it's been a great journey.
Yeah, as they say, hard work never goes unrewarded.
Yes, for sure.
Now, who's been your mentor in golf? Is it outside your family?
Mentor in golf was Fred Couples. I've always liked the way he's conducted himself on and off the golf course. He has been extremely impressive because of 3 or 4 things, if I may mention.
Yeah.
One is his swing. Second is the way he conducts himself on the golf course.
True.
He is so relaxed.
Yeah.
And even if he's hit a bad shot, he comes back with a good shot.
Sure.
He's a very positive human being. And the most important thing is that he is kind to his fans.
Oh.
He's approachable.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about, you know, especially when you are at that level. You've got to conduct yourself in a way that this is not there forever.
Absolutely.
And my dad always mentioned this to me, and he says, And say it, and I say it to everybody, and I tell all these youngsters, I said, my dad always mentioned this to me, and I realized that with Freddie Couples. कहते आम के पेड़ को जितना फल लगता है उतना ही झुकना चाहिए.
Amazing. So well said.
So I said that, and I didn't understand it at a young age, and now I realize that, you're at that level where everybody wants to be with you and is respecting you, but to get to the next level, or to win that popularity, or to be nice to people, that's going to take you, you're building bridges, and that's going to take you even further in life, because you're not going to stay up there forever. The youth has to take over, new players come on, then you move on to the senior tour. That's what it's all about. Life is all about giving.
So true. Okay, coming to the next question. What is your deepest fear at the moment? You have any kind of fear?
I don't. Honestly, I don't have any fear. Life's been great for me. Like I mentioned earlier, that I'm making a living out of what I love doing. I'm a very fortunate human being. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I've got good parents. I've got a good wife. I've got a good child. I live in a beautiful place, Chandigarh, the best city in India.
Yeah.
I've traveled the world. And what else can I ask for? I don't have any fears.
Absolutely. Okay, that's wonderful. Jeev, what motivates you? What keeps you going? Is it the name, the fame, or the money?
What motivates me is that I'm making a living out of what I love doing. And at this stage in my life or career, I'm just waiting for the senior tour. And the senior tour in golf starts at the age of 50. And that starts next year for me. I've done well on the main tour. Last 5 years have been very quiet for me. I think in this game what happens is that you can only push yourself till the age of 45. And after that, the way life is and the physical body is, that the youth has to take over. The youngsters have taken over, and I cannot compete with the youngsters, to be honest. And I respect that, and I take it well. So now I'm basically waiting for the senior tour, which starts at 50 plus, which I'm going to start playing from next year onwards. I'm going to be in Europe, Asia, in Japan, and in the US. So I've got a lot of travel plans. So that's what's motivating me right now. And to stay fit, I'm working out quite a bit to play on the senior tour. I'm doing a lot of practice. And obviously, I've got to get ready to travel different continents week in, week out. And I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Your father, Sardar Milkha Singh ji, he had joined the army initially. And didn't the armed forces ever attract you?
Yes, they did. Yes, till date, like the whole family respects the army for what they do to protect us. And the stories I've heard from Dad, as a youngster, I wanted to join the armed services, but I was introduced to the game of golf, and just
at a very
young age. And at the age, then after that, I was in college in the US playing college golf. And at the age of 21, I picked the phone up and called up Mom and Dad and said that I want to be a professional golfer. And I just took the plunge in 1993. So it's been nearly 28 years I've been a professional golfer. And because if I wanted to join the army, I should have joined at the age of 21, but just went towards golf, and I'm just following my dream, and I'm loving it.
Okay, golf was destined to happen.
Golf was destined, but all the respect to the army men for what they do for us, and our family respects them, and are grateful for what they've done for us.
True. Now, golf is an expensive game, and what do you have to say about the people, especially the youngsters, who want to take up golf as a career? and they cannot afford it?
That's a very good question, because golf is an expensive sport, but there are a lot of funding coming from golf clubs.
Okay.
If a youngster is good,
Okay.
and he proves himself. Initially, it is very expensive for the parents, but if he proves himself on the national level, the golf clubs do help him with a set, golf balls,
Okay.
or a stipend. There are a lot of public sector companies like
Okay.
Indian Oil, ONGC, Bharat Petroleum, Air India. They take these youngsters on board,
Okay.
and what they try to do is they give them a stipend, or they give them a certain amount of, or they employ them.
Okay.
So that they have X amount of money to meet their expenses, so that they can travel, they can play tournaments, and plus with that pay, they can buy equipment or fend for themselves.
Okay.
And if they're good enough, then they turn professional. And when you turn professional, then obviously you play for money.
Okay.
Then if you are a good enough player, you make a lot of money. If you're a mediocre player, you make a little bit of money.
So a very good move by the government.
Very good move by the golf clubs, local golf clubs.
Local golf clubs.
Local golf
Okay.
clubs.
Okay.
But I still request the government to put more money into the game of golf, because I see a lot of youngsters
Yeah.
playing golf these days.
Undoubtedly.
Anywhere or any part of India you go, they are at least, when I was playing, we were about 7-8 of us. Nowadays at the Chandigarh Golf Club or the CGA range, or in this Tri-City area,
a large number.
there would be close to 200
Yeah.
kids or more playing golf every day.
That's true.
So the game is growing. It is good to see, because the future of the game lies in these kids' hands, because they're going to make the country proud. One of them could be a world champion. So my request to the government is to have more public driving ranges, more public golf courses, so that a young kid who cannot afford it can go out and try his hand out at this game. And if he's good enough, he could be a world champion one day.
Certainly. And people know you as the most successful and talented golfer. What is it that they don't know about you?
I think they know everything about me. And then the only thing they don't know is that I'm more of a person who like to spend time at home.
Okay.
In the last, I could say, 35 years, I've traveled week in, week out. I've stayed away from home.
Yeah.
I've done minimum 35 weeks or more every year all over the world. So what I've missed the most is home cooked food,
Yeah.
sleeping in my own bed, playing with my dogs, spending time with the family,
Right.
watching Indian movies, but that I can still cope up with, because nowadays Netflix is
Yeah,
there, Hotstar is
everywhere,
there,
yeah.
Z is there,
Available
so
everywhere.
on my computer I can watch it. But this is what I miss the most.
So you love being at home.
I just love being at home, having home cooked food.
Okay. What's the kind of fitness regime which you follow, or any diet plan which you follow to remain fit?
I have a set routine or a plan which I follow, which is my day starts in the morning at about between 6:30 to 7. 8 o'clock is my yoga for about 45 minutes. After that, I will go to the gym for about an hour. Not every day, 3 times a week. I'll do practice in the morning from 10 to 12. Then after that, from 3 to 6, I will go play golf. I'll be on the golf course. So my routine includes yoga 5 times a week, Monday to Friday. If I'm on the road, every day. But this is, I'm talking about at home. 3 times a week, gym work. I have a physical trainer which works on me 3 times a week. I have a chiropractor once a week. I have a physio twice a week. So I have a proper plan which keeps me going and to stay fit. Eating wise, I don't eat junk food. I will only have fruits, lot of vegetarian food when I'm at home, because abroad when I'm traveling, I'm eating a lot of non-veg. So I basically detox myself by eating vegetarian food. And I just love vegetarian food when I'm at home, especially home cooked food. Because abroad, all the time you're eating non-veg, morning till evening. So this is the way I maintain myself.
Good routine. And your advice to the upcoming golfers or the beginners?
Advice to the upcoming golfers would be to set goals for yourself, high standards for yourself, be positive, have a routine. Routine is going to give you trust. Trust is going to give you belief. And when you get to that level of belief, nothing's going to stop you. That belief is going to equal to success. And I've always said this to all and every youngster. Past doesn't equal future. Past is gone. You got to look at the future. And future, the way to look at it is in a very positive manner, and in a manner when you look at yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning, you should tell yourself you're the best in the world. And you're going to work towards it today and every single day to be the best. And I think that's what's going to build confidence in you and belief. And then anything you want to achieve in life, it'll be easier for you to do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, viewers.
Namaskar. Thank you.